Hi everyone, how's it going? I'm back. I'm Fox, and I'm here to talk games. As the title implies, obviously, I will be talking about Destiny. So if you're not interested, I completely understand, and hopefully I see you guys in my next video. But to everyone else, I'm looking forward to talk about all the new things I've heard about Destiny, the good, the bad, and the ugly, my love and hate relationship with this game, and hopefully we'll see if there's a future for that. But yes, don't forget tonight, Console Corner at 7 p.m. Eastern on Gamers Knows Best channel. And to everyone, all the new subscribers, welcome. Thank you for subscribing. My subscribe count has still been going up even though I've been lacking on my videos and I've been lazy and celebrating my birthday and I was sick and whatnot. But I'm back and hopefully you guys can enjoy this. Don't forget to hit that like, comment below, and subscribe. On to the video. So like I said, obviously they did show a lot of stuff, and I wrote some notes here for some of the things that I wanted to talk to you guys about. Obviously things I like, things I don't like, so sorry if I go into a little rant later on, but I'll start with the positive, which is the stuff that they showed right off the bat, which was campaign, story related things, and that shit looks really awesome. I'm really looking forward to what's going to happen in the story, and I said this before on Console Corner, where you're going to start off in mid-battle, and you're going to just being defending yourself and being attacked and stuff like that, and so far that's what we saw, even though I believe Luke Smith did point out there was a little bit before that, so that was edited on purpose like that, so obviously we're going to get some more story, so I'm looking forward to that, especially the fact that it's still co-op, so you'll have to have you could have up to three players playing the campaign, the story. Obviously, you'll still have the strikes and the raids to do as well, because they're not taking that away from us, so that's cool. Another thing they showed besides the campaign, the beautifulness of that, was the cinematic videos. So that looks awesome. It looks really fun when they have all the action and everything going on, and you see a lot of different characters that you know from the first one showing up and doing their own thing. Also, the gameplay itself is still the same. It looks good. I never had a problem with the first one, the way the gameplay was, the mechanics of the first-person shooter. The thing that bothered me was the fact that you're using brand new weapons, so that kind of sucks, because I do miss my old weapons, so Invective, RIP. But yeah, along with those new weapons, you're going to be able to have mods on them. We don't know exactly all the details on that, but you will be adding mods to those weapons, and hopefully they'll still have skins where you can make it look different than other people's guns as well, but we'll see about that. That's just cosmetic stuff. They might wait and like add that later on. Obviously you'll have new armor and things, so that's pretty cool. You'll have new specials, which is subclasses, so we saw 3 of those, which look pretty badass if you ask me. We had the Dawn Blade, which is awesome. That's for warlocks, and basically it's like a phoenix up from above. Then we have basically the Captain America for the Titans. That's what everybody calls it. Sentinel, I believe it's called. Yeah, Sentinel. And then we have Arc Strider for the Hunter, and that's basically why I call that Pole Dancer, because that just looks awesome. And instead of Blade Dancer, it's a pole, it's a stick, so it looks really cool. So I'm looking forward to seeing those. A lot of people obviously are leaning more towards the Titan. Even people that didn't play Titan before would be interested in playing that now, so I thought that was pretty neat of them to add that. Enemies look about the same, so I don't really know what to say about that. Most of the enemies look exactly the same, just with different things on them, like armor. And obviously there is one big new bad guy, so we'll see how that goes. Another thing I saw was a tank. At first I missed it a couple of times, but then I went back and checked it out, and I was like, holy shit. The tank kind of looks like a Halo kind of tank. I can't believe that they're going to have that in the game, that you could drive it. But they did have vehicles in the first one, so that makes sense. It's just that this one looks very like a tank, like a modern tank kind of thing. I don't know. It kind of threw me off a little bit, but it's cool that they have that stuff in there. So far so good from what I'm seeing. Now here we go where I might get a little bit ranty. So-called the new planets or whatever. I think that's how he introduced it, which I do not agree with the way that they was introduced. But I mean, you have 4 new worlds, or actually 3 new worlds. There is a new location on Earth, and that one's EDZ. So that one's on Earth, and right next to the image that they showed was some traveler debris. So that's kind of weird for them to show that. That's basically like a spoiler, I guess, in a way, of what's going to happen in the story. So the traveler might get wrecked and broken apart. I don't know. Some other locations they showed was in Io, Nessus, where like the Vex are, which is crazy, and then Titan, which is like a water world kind of thing. So those are like the new locations, but this is where I am having a problem with. Some of those places are moons, which are tiny places, so that kind of sucks. So they're giving us, you know, small locations to go to. Another thing that bothers me about that is nowhere in that map did I see Mars, Venus, the moon, even though the moon's probably next to the Earth, but it wasn't highlighted, right? So I want to see the same locations that I did on the first one, plus these new locations. So the fact that they only talked about these new locations that we get to go to, or the ones that are going to be, like, I guess, based on more where you need to go for your quests and your missions and everything and your strikes, which is fine. I just want to make sure that, you know, the game's going to be worth it enough that not only do we get the locations that we had, but we could have the new ones. Even if they want to switch it up and still give us Mars and Venus, but it won't be the same exact places, I still want to be able to go back there. Because I do want to feel like this game will be big enough with a lot of content. And if they only give us these new places and not the old ones, I feel like it might not be enough. But anyway, that's just my opinion. That's something that kind of bothered me about them, you know, pointing out only the new locations and not mentioning the old ones. But who knows, maybe they will later on as, you know, time goes on. And I mean, we still got a while to go until September, so they will release more information, especially at E3. But yeah, I just wanted to get that out of the way. I just wish that they would have mentioned those things. So yes, I mentioned the raids and the strikes. Those are still going to be there. And the raids is still going to be 6-player. The strikes still 3-player. And then they're going to add these new places where you could go dungeon crawling kind of thing. Like, you go underground and you find these, you do these side missions kind of stuff. I guess kind of remind me of Tomb Raider. You do something new in a smaller location separate from this main story. So I guess that's just them pushing out extra content, so you have that along with everything else that I mentioned, which I guess kind of interesting. I'd rather see what those are going to be about before I get too hyped about side missions, because we all know how quests were basically the same thing. Just you're picking up different items, but you're doing the same missions over and over, same strikes and stuff like that. So that was a bit annoying. Another thing I want to talk about with you guys is the Crucible. So yeah. So everything that I've seen from the Crucible, I guess it bums me out because it's not as interesting as or how fun it was for me to play the first Crucible. So obviously the first thing that bothered me that I noticed was the fact that it's 4v4 across all modes. So that kind of bothered me. I understand if they wanted to make the main modes that they want to play out, like Control, Clash, and their new one, which is called Countdown. That's fine if they want to do 4v4 for those, but still give us the option to have 6v6, because I really like that. I like how that's full of players for me to find and run around and everything. It just seems more fun that way for me, and the fact that they're all going to be 4v4, that sucks. And also, my brother likes what's it called? The Trial of Osiris. So that used to be 3v3, and now that's going to be 4v4, so he didn't like that at all. So now, me and him are kind of like, I don't know if we're going to play Crucible that much with this one, we'll see. But yeah, that kind of bummed us out. And then I saw some gameplay from the multiplayer, from the new mode, Countdown, which looks really cool, looks interesting. and it was very slow. The whole game was very slow paced. Now, I don't know if that's just the mode, but the person that was playing it, he did say that the gunplay and the way the game felt overall, it was really slow to him. The fact that he had to shoot somebody a lot, I guess, bullet sponge, yeah, that felt slow to him as well. And that kind of bums me out. So it makes me feel like the multiplayer, the Crucible, is not going to be fast-paced like I like it, like how it used to be. That's mainly the reasons why I used to go back all the time to Destiny when I stopped playing for a while, because of like Iron Banner and special events and stuff like that, or Mayhem, Clash, or anything like that. So those are the things that interest me, that they kept me going back, was the Crucible. I really liked it. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. And now I don't know if I will feel the same way. I would have to see. Hopefully the beta would have multiplayer, and then I could try it out for myself and know how slow it is. But 4v4 does not sound interesting to me on all modes. Some modes, yes, just not all of them. Anyway, that's another thing that bothered me about the Crucible. And thus, obviously, me mentioning the fact that, yes, Crucible is coming back. And they will have clans. People keep mentioning this like it's a brand new thing, but there was clans before, just not that many people used them. Because like the Grimoire cards, you have to go on the website to deal with the clan and adding people and joining clans and all that good stuff. So the clans are now going to be in the game. You will have a dedicated area where it says clan banner. It's replacing the spot where, what was it, artifact was. So underneath your cloak or whatever, it would say artifact. So that's where clan banner is going to be. And from what I saw, there is no artifact anymore. So that's going to be in-game. Another thing that's going to be in-game, which I already mentioned, was the Grimoire cards. So that's going to be basically the lore and the backstory behind the game. That's going to be in the game as well. It's going to be integrated into the story, so you don't have to go to the website and read up on anything. So that is also pretty cool for some. I know some people out there that do not like that, because they feel like if the story in the game only gives you so much information and they want more, they can't go on the website and read about it more. So there are very few, like those little 10%, maybe 5% of people that they want more lore and they want to go on the website and read more about it if the story doesn't give them enough. So hopefully they could do well with the story and give the people, I guess, what they want. I mean, the whole Grimoire card thing was a big joke, and now they've taken that away. So in a way, they are listening to that stuff. But then again, they took away, like, they're giving us 4v4 for a Crucible. Like, what the fuck? I want 6v6, please. Thank you. Hopefully they can add that later on. So yeah. Another thing, oh man, this is making me sad right now. Another thing I wanted to point out that they mentioned was no dedicated servers, so that sucks. I don't know how many times in my life playing on PS3, 360, Xbox One, and PS4, I always see contacting Destiny servers for some reason, for another. I really had bad service with that game, but it played so well at the same time, so I don't know, like, and I played on so many consoles, I have so many hours, and it does bum me out to know that they're not fixing that. Like, along with the new game, it's just going to be no dedicated servers, so that sucks. I wish that they would work on that. Another thing that's the same, like no dedicated servers like that, the same engine. It's just going to be the same engine. It's going to be running on the same engine. I don't know. You would think that they would have something more, something better, because the last game was attached to last generation. So you would think that since this game is only on this gen and PC, that they would have something new, something fresh, but it's not. So it's the same engine, just I guess tweaked a little bit so it looks better, shinier and stuff. Same thing I guess that Call of Duty does with all their fucking games. I guess that's okay. If the story is good and the game is awesome, then I can forgive that, but we'll see how that goes. Speaking of the same engine, the whole thing about 4K, 1080, 60 frames or 30 frames, all that stuff, I don't really care about that really per se for me because, well, if like I said, the game plays well, has a good story, like I could forgive all that stuff. So it is going to be 4K and 1080 from what I know on different platforms. The Pro is going to be 4K. I think the Scorpio is going to be 4K. PC 4K. But I think the current gen, like Xbox One S and the PlayStation 4 Slim and whatnot, that's going to be 1080 from what I know. I haven't looked up too much about it, but the whole thing that everybody's talking about is the frame rates, which is, again, another thing where the reason why the last one was the way it was is because it was attached to the last gen. So you would think that it would be better frame rates on current gen, and it's not. It's the same. Unless you're on PC, you have a, I guess, better one or a smoother, buttery one. So yeah, I would like to have 60 frames. That would be nice, so it could run very, I don't know, very smoothly. But if the game looks good and it runs well, and I'm having fun playing it, I guess that's not going to stop me from buying the game. So basically that's what I'm saying, that the fact that it's 30 frames per second, that's not going to stop me if I am going to pick this up. Okay, sorry about that. There was some noise in the background, but I'll stop rambling about the frames per second because at the end of the day, we all know PC's going to look better or run better or feel better. Either way, it is what it is. The one that we get on console, and I accept it if I'm enjoying the game. Okay, I'm moving on to the next thing. The new UI looks pretty nice. Obviously, it looks similar to the one that we already had, and I think the settings section completely is the same thing. But the other stuff, where your weapons are, where your character is, how you set up your subclass and all that, it's like redone, so it looks really nice. The orbit looks different. The menu for when you click on different planets looks different as well. So I think the new UI looks nice from what I've seen. They haven't released everything. But the whole thing where you could actually pick what planet to go to next while you're in the current planet that you are in, I think is nice because it just makes it that much faster for you to get to the next place. And then in between, they'll obviously show you probably on your ship flying towards that. But it's nice to not have to go to orbit to go to the tower or something like that. I never got why we had to get in a ship to go back into Earth just to a different location. That was kind of stupid, but it is what it is. And the new UI looks really nice. Hopefully they could fix a lot of the coding because I know that a lot of the guns were messed up. When they would nerf one or fix another or tweak different things, other stuff would get messed up. So hopefully the coding is better. So I'm looking forward to that. Also, another thing that kind of bums me out a little bit, it kind of links to the whole Crucible thing, would be that if we do get this game and we want to have a game time, we are limited to less people. Who plays instead of 6v6, sorry, it would be 4v4, so it's less people, so that sucks. And on top of that, there will be no private matches on launch, so that would have to be something later on that they add for the holiday or whatever the following year. So that kind of does suck. So I won't be playing this, I guess, in game time with everyone. You could team up with your friends, but only 3 friends. To go on Crucible, so that does suck. I kind of wish they didn't do that, the whole 4v4, and I will probably be salty about that for a while until I play the game and know whether I officially want to get it or not. And the way that I'll know that for sure is trying the beta, which is coming out this summer, so I am looking forward to trying that. I still have my game pre-ordered because I wanted the Cade 6 statue, and obviously a lot of people did too because they ran out, like, I think within 2 days, my brother told me. So, yeah, I wanted Cade, and obviously he's a big focus in this game. I like the story, and I think I heard somebody say they didn't even know he was in the first one. I don't know how they missed him, but okay. Yeah, I think he's a pretty cool character, and I'm not surprised why they're, I guess, putting him as the main focus or the mascot, I guess, for this game. But Yeah, I'm gonna play the beta and I'll know for sure then, because even though I saw this whole um, Destiny reveal of the gameplay and all that stuff, there was nothing about it that wowed me. There was nothing about it that I thought was amazing, to the point where I'm still going to pick it up day one. Like, I heard some people say that, oh yeah, I like this and I don't like that, but I'm still gonna get it day one. I'm not I'm not that person. I need to see more. I need to be, I guess, wowed a little bit, because there was some of the stuff that were similar, and then some stuff that were really cool. Like I mentioned, the campaign and the cinematics and the new things. But there, I don't know. I would have to wait and see, because I don't want to get it right now. I could wait until it goes down to $40, you know. But if I do play the beta and I do enjoy it, then I'll probably pick it up then. But we'll see. Sorry about the long video, you guys. I know that I ramble out a lot and I hardly even pronounce my words properly, but yeah, all this information about Destiny and whether, you know, I like certain things or not, or I'm looking forward to picking it up, I just wanted to share with you guys my thoughts. Obviously, this game's coming out September 8th for consoles. There is no release date for PC yet, which I think that's kind of weird since they're getting the fancier version. But yeah, obviously I would pick it up on console, preferably Xbox, even though they didn't really have a huge presence in this conference. It was all about PlayStation and PC, which obviously I don't even want to get into the whole exclusive content. I've ranted about that on Console Corner before, so this video is already long enough. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Let me know in the comments what you think about Destiny, and will you guys be picking it up? Or are you guys going to wait for the beta like me and see if you like it enough to buy it for $60 or more? Because yes, there is a season pass for this, which I believe is $35. So, like I said, sorry for the long video. Thank you guys for watching, and hopefully I'll see you guys very soon.